This is a very simple review of the Hofner Shorty Travel bass violin style, brand new. I think I got one of the very earliest ones to come to the USA, so I thought I'd do a review even though I'm not the world's best bass player. I'm going to play it through the simple Joyo Travel amp, seems appropriate, MA 108 electric bass. So nothing fancy here. Bass does come with this gig bag, which is cute and fits well, and says Hofner on it if you can't see. The headstock says Hofner. It's very cute. Teacup on the knobs here. One pickup at the neck. Sturdy bridge. Solid body. 30-inch short scale bass made in China. Okay. I'm going to say something about my impressions, but for now I'm just going to play. Right now, everything is off. I'm going to turn the volume all the way up. Tone all the way off. So that's tone all the way off. This is tone all the way on. So it's quiet, but of course it's a quiet amp. So I'll have to try this later when I get back to my equipment through a bigger amp, because I think it has a normal volume, but this is a really quiet amp. My complaint would actually be about this amp. All right, so now I'm going to do something tone kind of in the middle. To my ears, the sweet spot for the tone is in the middle. So I'm gonna, like I say, have to play it later on through a better, bigger amp, because this amp is really not great. First impressions, I usually play jazz basses and occasionally a Rickenbacker copy. This is a short scale neck, 30 inches, which I'm not used to. So it feels funny to me that way. It's probably front to back, got a decent thickness to it, sort of a C shape, I'd say. Actually a little chunkier than I'm used to. And some have noted that the nut seems wide. I don't notice that. I notice the shortness and the chunkiness, which is almost the opposite of what I normally play, which is narrower, less chunky, and so on. So that's really what I'm noticing. The fact that the body is tiny isn't bothering me. You obviously want to play it with a strap. Yes, it obviously has neck dive, of course. So you want to play with a strap, but I don't notice that much. It doesn't sound anything like a Höfner violin bass, because those are hollow body or sometimes sort of a chambered body. This is totally solid body, totally different pickup, so, and a totally different bridge. Sounds nothing like a Höfner bass. Probably sounds more like their other travel bass, but I don't know. I've never played it. It sounds good. I mean, it's not the world's best bass sound, but it's a nice enough sound. I have played it through a bigger amp, and it does sound pretty good. But I guess bottom line for me, it's a travel bass, and so it's never going to be your number one bass. I'm sure whatever your number one bass is, you probably will like the sound of better than this. but for a travel bass, it's pretty good. It works. It is tiny to take with you. Take a tiny amp, and if you're just practicing like I am right now visiting family, it works just fine. But um, that's the main application for it. Or you could put it in your car, you could strap the gig bag on your back and ride your bike, play it outside. This makes a great sofa bass if you just want to sit on your sofa and play without being plugged in at all while you're watching TV. So it's great for all those kinds of applications. Is this going to be your number one bass or your only bass? No. So you know yourself whether you need a travel bass and whether or not you find the Paul McCartney Beatlemania violin style bass appealing. For me, it is. So you have to decide for yourself. But it is what it is. It's a travel bass. I personally think it's adorable, and it does everything I expected it to do.